Hey there, this is Christy Winfrey with Legacy Transactions, bringing you another Tuesday tip for this week. This week I wanted to go over additional option money and additional earnest money, when that might be required on a contract, and how many days you would have to turn that in. So let's go ahead and get to it. So on a contract, you have your earnest money paragraph here, and it says within 3 days of the effective date, buyer must deliver the earnest money to the escrow officer at that title company's address. And it says, how much the earnest money has to be and how much the option money has to be. It says within 3 days of the effective date. So a situation where you would might need additional earnest money or additional option money is during the negotiations. Let's say you have to extend the closing date for some reason, and the seller wants additional earnest money to be put down in order to get that extension. What you would do is you would put here in the amendment other modifications, and you would say additional earnest money of however much that dollar amount is, to be delivered to the title company within so many days. I would always say make sure you put the amount of days in here, because if you don't, it's not specific of how many days they have to deliver it, and the contract doesn't actually say that the additional earnest money has to be paid within 3 days. It does have this separate blank here that says additional earnest money of blank to escrow officer within blank days, so you would fill in that amount of days. But this paragraph is used when you're writing the contract, when you're writing the offer. So it's used to say, like, we're going to put down $1,000 earnest money 3 days within 3 days of the effective date, and let's do another $1,000 within 6 days of the effective date, and just to give like additional earnest money to say that the buyer's truly interested in staying with the property. Using additional earnest money on the amendment would be if you have to put down additional earnest money for negotiating something. I see it mostly when you have to extend the closing. Now, additional option money, this paragraph says the buyer has paid the seller an additional option fee of blank for an extension basically for the option period. But it doesn't say how many days they have to deliver that. So again, I would put down here in other modifications, additional option money is to be delivered within 3 business days or however many days you want there, but at least it's specified, and there's guidelines to follow when there's specific dates in there. Anytime you write amendments, be as specific as possible. That way there's no room for there's no room for error, and the buyer and sellers both know when those fees have to be delivered. I hope you have a great week. If you missed any of our videos, you can check them out on our YouTube channel and subscribe there, or you can find them on our Facebook page.